Hi everybody. So you have Zach Villarreal here presenting on how to integrate faith in the public schools. So that was kind of the main theme of my paper is how to incorporate our faith into the public school classroom as a teacher and as a Christian, most importantly. So I want to start off with this piece of scripture that I came across that I think really hits home, especially in the setting of being a teacher. And it's all scripture is God breathed and useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. And that's from 2 Timothy 3:16, and I think this just shows how teaching is something that scripture says is beneficial and profitable to the Lord because we're instructing people and we need to do so in a way that promotes and builds them up as individuals and also glorifies God. Well, in the public school, it can oftentimes be difficult to do this because of so many guidelines and settings when it comes to religion. As Christians, it's very important that we have pieces of scripture to support our faith and remind us of how we're fulfilling our vocation and glorifying God at the same time. So right here I have some mutual principles that kind of correlate that, well, actually they really relate with each other. So I have principles as a teacher and biblical principles that were really evident and kind of themes throughout this course. And I thought it was really intriguing how easily and how much they really relate to one another. And I think this is a nice bridge for faith integration as long as you're staying true to all these things. For instance, as a teacher, it's your accountability to provide a safe and positive learning environment, make the kids feel a sense of belongingness, be committed to them, motivate them, and it's also your responsibility to treat them fairly and make all decisions as a Christian through God, especially when making lesson plans that are challenging and that promote learning, and while at the same time living honest and righteous as a teacher, setting that example. I think that's one really key component to faith integration is just the act of leading by example with your attitude and mindset as a Christian. At the end of the day, your attitude is everything, and the students will reflect and oftentimes follow the influence of the teacher as a leader, especially if you're able to build a good rapport with them in a relationship. So some strategies I came across for faith integration. This first one here, I think, is just really essential, which is praying over students individually to start each day. I think the act of praying over them individually is such a key component. In talking with Sean Dickers, who's the chair of the education department, he's the one who shared this with me that he would, when he was a teacher, he would pray, he would sit in the desks of his students and pray for each one individually who sat in that desk that day. And I thought, wow, that must be time consuming, but at the same time, that must make all the difference in your teaching. What a positive and righteous way to start your day. I think that really reflects the Christian and moral ethics that we've been kind of evaluating in the workplace for this class. And it also really showcases how, as a teacher, we can glorify God. In addition, I spoke with my cooperating teacher for student teaching, and she shared with me that she's a Christian, and one way that she integrates her faith is praying for students individually as well. In particular, when she notices students are acting out or having a bad day, she will pray for them that they can get home and get what they need and come back ready to learn the next day with a hopefully a better attitude. As a teacher, like I said, we need to make all of our decisions with a Christian mindset, which when it comes to the curriculum, that it means fulfilling our role as a leader in, assembling lessons that will not only promote them to be lifelong learners and meet the standards, but to also just challenge them to be the best individuals they can be, especially in considering faith and ethics. Um, like I said, it's super important to just lead by example and have a positive attitude as a teacher. As Christians, our faith needs to impact every aspect of our lives, and that means as a teacher as well, or in the workplace. We need to understand that our faith cannot be compartmentalized, and that faith doesn't take a break. It doesn't just shut down on Sunday. In order to fulfill our true vocations, we need to glorify God in the work we do and be satisfied in doing so. So this means understanding the influence and responsibility that I, as a teacher, will have over my students, and also allowing my faith to influence and guide me in the decisions I make and the way I make lesson plans and also discipline the students and show fairness on a consistent basis. It should show that I'm a believer in just like my everyday actions and interactions, and people should be able to feel your faith without you even saying anything. And that comes with attitude and just a positive mindset. We also need to ask God for various opportunities to display our faith. And my cooperating teacher shared with me how another way she integrates her faith is by sponsoring a Bible club at the school. And she told me how the students came to her one day and said they needed a sponsor and that they wanted to have a Bible study club for after school, and she was happy to do so. So I think that's just one example of the various opportunities that God will present um, us as individuals to incorporate our faith into the workplace. So I shared these images here because I think these are Christian principles that can really be applied to the workplace and an easy way to integrate our faith. So oftentimes with our ethics, we're faced with the decisions of right and wrong, and we don't want to hurt anyone in the process. But at the end of the day, we need to make the decision that is overall righteous and will reflect our Christian faith, even if it's hard to do so. Respect, responsibility, honesty, and caring. These are all characteristics that Christians in the workplace need to reflect with their coworkers and the people they work with. They're the YMCA core values, and the YMCA is a program that really promotes these Christian virtues and wants to establish a safe and fun environment. As I become a Christian professional in the field of teaching, I need to understand that I'm going to be placed in uncomfortable scenarios, but I need to be ready to be honest and open about my faith. In addition to just, I think the most important thing as a teacher I can do is build a strong relationship with my students to make a big difference in their learning and help to push them to be lifelong learners. I also need to be righteous and speak out against anything that I see that they're doing wrong and discipline them with a Christian mindset in mind. Lastly, I just need to always remember to put my students and coworkers first and understand that by being a teacher, I am fulfilling God's vocation, but only if I'm able to do so on a consistent and regular basis. Thank you for listening, guys. Can't wait to hear more from you, and thanks for a great J term.